The National Psoriasis Foundation is and should be honoring Dr. Menter because of his long-term service not only to patients and to research, but the community of dermatologists, and what he's done to bring psoriasis therapy to a higher level across the country, not just in his own area of Dallas.
And Alan really is one of the top 5 leaders in psoriasis over the last generation, and therefore it makes perfect sense that he be recognized by the Psoriasis Foundation for all that he's done.
I don't think they could find a more dedicated doctor that is committed to psoriasis than Dr. Menter and all the things that he has done. It's a well-deserved honor for a really fine person and also a dedicated doctor to psoriasis.
It makes me very glad because he's worked very hard. So I'm glad that he is being recognized.
Well, if they didn't honor him, I'd have to go and speak to them myself because I think he's the tops.
On behalf of the National Psoriasis Foundation Board of Trustees, I'm so pleased and grateful to thank Dr. Menter for his tremendous support contributions over the years to not only the foundation but to psoriasis patients like myself.
When we heard that this event was going to be here in our hometown of Dallas, Texas, being a Texas-based organization, we knew that Galderma needed to be the title sponsor to show our appreciation and respect for what Dr. Menter does for psoriasis patients and for the field of dermatology in general.
He had the foresight to create a tissue bank, which led to the discovery of the first and many subsequent genes that contribute to the development of psoriasis, and that isn't even close to his biggest contributions. He's continued to teach everybody. He formed the International Psoriasis Council, which has been a major source of education for dermatologists around the world.
What I admire most about Dr. Menter is his vision, his leadership, and his ability to provide a world-class communication and a commitment for the sake of the patients.
He's dedicated his life to psoriasis patients, and I see him working sometimes from 6 o'clock in the morning to the wee hours of the night, weekends, with his dedication to finding better medicines for psoriasis patients, addressing their comorbidities, and really taking care of them.
I think he is the hardest working leader in dermatology I've ever met. He tirelessly is working to educate other dermatologists, to push the envelope with regard to standard of care.
I think Alan's enthusiasm for studying the diseases that we see in dermatology, both those that are common and uncommon, has been dramatic, and his impact on the field goes way beyond that in the way he's touched his peers, his residents, and other people beyond the specialty.
Dr. Menter is brilliant, and he's so funny, and he's such a light. And I must say that I really do admire him, and I look up to him, and I strive to be like him maybe one day in the field to help people like he has.
Alan is obviously a great researcher, has done a tremendous amount of work for our patients and for understanding psoriasis over the years. But what I admire most about Alan is the ability to bring new people and to support young people in the development of their careers and to help get new people to understand psoriasis, be able to treat patients at a high level. That inclusiveness is not universal in medicine. We all know that. But Alan has done a lot to support many young people in developing their careers, and that is critical for our patients and for our specialty.
There's no one else like Dr. Menter. He is by far one of the best examples that a upcoming dermatologist or dermatology resident could have. He's productive, he's charismatic, he is a good person at heart. He has everything that anyone could ever want to aspire to.
He definitely inspires me to work harder to help other people, but he also kind of inspires me to, at some point in my future, to pass on what I've learned.
I'd like everybody to know that working with Dr. Menter is both fascinating and fun. So yes, we see severe psoriasis and we diagnose very rare conditions, but it also can be a lot of fun. So when clinic is slow, Dr. Menter will take out 1 or 2 balls that he keeps in his pocket, and we will regularly compete to roll it down the hallway, past the patient doors, and into an open patient room.
Clinic's crazy. I think the other day we saw 50 plus patients, and you know, he's still just rolling the ball and bouncing them, and and I think that's something that I didn't expect to see.
I'm very well aware that Alan is a famous rugby player who I believe was on the world champion team from the 1968 South African national team. In fact, I joke with Alan, if you look him up on Wikipedia, and most of us are not in Wikipedia, but Alan is in Wikipedia, they highlight that he's a well-known dermatologist, but they emphasize his participation on that winning effort.
Then I saw a picture on the wall over there one time, and he was on this rugby team. I said, "Were you any good in rugby?" He said, "Oh, I was pretty good." And then some of the staff said he was not only pretty good, he was really good. But I took him to a Cowboy game one time, and I said, I have to admit, you know, those guys out there have equipment on. You know, I used to have equipment. I used to have helmets and all this stuff. You rugby guys, you know, you didn't have anything on. Rugby is really, really a tough sport, and I asked him if he had as many concussions as I did playing football, and he said he had a few little run-ins, but I think I still have more concussions than he did.
I have a number of patients from South Africa who all remember Alan Menter as a fly half for the South African national team. Now, those of us who played in the scrum growing up in medical school know that the people who play behind the scrum are a little bit wimpier. But I think, you know, Alan can still take me even though he might be a couple years older than me. So I'm going to keep it from, I'm not going to call him a wimp today, but everyone from South Africa who he talks about who's a rugby fan at all knows the legend of Alan Menter.
He treats his patients like friends, and they are to him. He treats his staff, us as his residents, like family, and every single patient interaction has that amount of value to him. That individual is important to him. His clinics run an hour behind, but even when we are stressed and rushed and everybody else feels bad that the patients are waiting, he wants to spend just as much time with that next patient.
He's taught me that it's really a disease of a whole person, not just, you know, the skin or the joints or any one organ system. It, you know, it has a profound effect on quality of life, and we have numerous patients who are so shy and reserved before they come here, and we have them clear. They have no more psoriasis. You know, they go from 90 to 0, and they're just, you know, vibrant, you know, outgoing people now that are really embracing their life, and I think that's the most touching aspect.
I worked in his office several years, and I think one of the most pertinent memories is I shadowed him for a day in his psoriasis clinic, and to see him with his patients and his caring, his true love of what he does truly came out, and it was really nice to see him, his interaction.
His patients love him, and he treats his patients like he would treat his children. I mean, he would never do anything that he wouldn't do for his own daughter or his own son, and he does treat them like family, and our psoriasis patients have become our family.
Dr. Menter, on behalf of everybody here at Galderma Laboratories, we just want to send out our congratulations to you for this tremendous honor to be recognized for all that you do for your psoriasis patients, for the field of psoriasis, and for the entire field of dermatology.
Hi, Big Al. Even though the kids call you Big Al, I often do as well. So I want to tell you we're very proud of you. I am very proud of you, and wish you every success, and hope your evening is fabulous. I love you.
Hi, Dad. I just want to say I am very honored to be your daughter, and I'm very proud of you, of what you have done throughout the years in your psoriasis. Your patients are extremely lucky to have you, and I am very lucky to have you as a father, and I've learned so much from you. And I just hope one day that my daughter will be able to learn as much from me as I have learned from you. And I love you. Congratulations.